what are the benefits? Why do people do it? Why do you do it? And what's the difference between red light therapy that might be good for your skin and red light therapy that's good for recovery?
So red light therapy, it is, as you say, it is trending, and it's a lot of the time people don't really understand it. So the way that I try to explain it to people is, if you think about what's trending the most at the moment, it's a lot of the red light masks. This is what we're seeing on Instagram, what we're seeing on TikTok is girls and guys wearing red light masks to help their skin. But what's happened there is the beauty world has jumped on red light therapy. Red light therapy has been used for decades for people to support recovery, support their cellular health, and support repair on the body as well. So some of the oldest and top physios would be like shining red light onto their patients while they were manipulating the body. But what's happened is, because, you know, beauty's a lot cooler than having a broken back, people have decided, actually, no, I'm just going to only use it for skin, hair and nails. Now, there's two different types of red light therapy. There's red light, which we see from like masks and things like that. And then there's near infrared light. And this is, again, something that people don't really know very much about. So red light is the thing that's going to help with supporting skin, hair, nails. It's what you see on your face masks, that kind of thing. Near infrared light is what's going to penetrate beyond the skin, go into the tissues, go into the cells, go into the muscles, and help with recovery. So by applying red light and near infrared light onto different areas of the body, you're penetrating through different layers of the body to directly impact the repair and the recovery and the cellular regeneration of those areas.
Could we go a bit deeper? I'm still trying to, do you know what I mean? I just want to understand a bit more. Like, what does it actually do? How does it interact with whatever's inside my body?
It naturally accelerates the healing process, is the way that I would describe it best. So, for example, we have everything in our body is powered by cells. And in the cells, we have the mitochondria. Now, the mitochondria is the energy powerhouse. It's what charges our cells to do what they do best. And red light therapy is something that basically supercharges the mitochondria to put it into action. So that's it from a cellular perspective. From a tissues and bones and muscle perspective, it brings everything down and just calms things. So if you're thinking about the fact that you've just been to the gym and then you want to help with the recovery by using the red light therapy, you're going to be directly targeting the muscles and tissues by allowing the space and the inflammation to calm.
So I know that all of these methods are often based on natural things.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing red light therapy, what would your natural form of red light be throughout the day? Is that something to do with the sun?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the other reason that people use it. So, and again, also a reason that I use it is, obviously you've got the body physical benefits to it, but also going back to the way that the Western world has changed us. We used to wake up to red light from the sunrise and go to bed to red light from the sunset. Now we wake up and stare at our phones, which is blue light, and we stare at our phones to go to bed, which is also blue light, which is the opposite of what we were naturally raised and born to do. Blue light interrupts melatonin production, which is the hormone that promotes sleep, whereas red light encourages melatonin production, but it's telling the body sunrise and sunset. So what I tend to do is, in the morning, I'll shine my red light into my bedroom while I first wake up in the morning. It's mirroring the things that we no longer have, which is that watching the beautiful sunrise first thing in the morning. And the same with the sunset it's mirroring the fact that we don't have the sunset in the evenings because we're all on our phones and laptops.
No, I definitely get that. And I'm somebody who spends 90% of my work doing it in my room.
Yeah.
So getting out, it can be kind of difficult. But what I always do is, like, when I'm asleep, my blinds are never fully shut. Yeah. So that the light can directly hit my eyes in the morning. And,
you know, for me personally, I mean, I can't deal without daylight. It really, really impacts me. And the area in between your eyebrows has got the pineal gland in it. And that is what resets our body clock every single day. So I have this quote, which is called green time before screen time. And for me, that's about getting outside and literally exposing the pineal gland to green space, to daylight, because it restarts your circadian rhythm. And with that, that's what promotes a good night's sleep. That's what promotes healthy hormones, what helps promote digestive health, skin health, everything is by being in tune with this natural circadian rhythm of your body.
Which is very true as well for anyone who might be questioning it. Think about it. For millions of years, that's how people have lived. Yeah. And okay, we have in many ways longer life expectancies than some of those people, but at the same time... Are we happy? Are we healthy? No, we're not. And You talked about the light waking you up, but it's more than that. For example, if I wake up with a bit of a cold and it's kind of like, it's coming towards flu season. If you're listening to this, you probably got a cold right now, right? It spreads like wildfire in this country. Going out and trying to just let the air open up your sinuses is better than a little Vicks tablet or, so many advantages to just being up in the morning with the sunrise.
Completely. It's really, really important, and it resets your whole body.
Yeah.
It really does. And I think with the way that the world is now, I mean, I'm a perfect example of this. I work with an Australian company. So I'm up in the morning, and when the clocks dreadfully go back, I will be doing calls in the dark. But it's about kind of finding those little hacks, biohacks, if you will, that are helping us to live our lives in the way that society wants us to, but still coming back to nature. And I think, that's where my kind of ethos is. And with the work that I do with Bond Charge, it's all about finding those rituals and combining them with technology to bring things to be the most natural as they can.
One question that just came into my mind was the idea of sleeping and, waking up and sleeping to the cycle of the sun, which then might bring in a very obvious question. So are we supposed to sleep for longer in the winter?
Yes.
Because it's cold, or?
Yeah, well, because if you think about cavemen, they didn't know what time it was. They woke and they slept when it went dark. So now we try and put our alarms on for 5 a.m. to make sure we can make a HIIT class. Our bodies weren't designed to do that in the winter. And people get really irritated with themselves in the winter months. They're like, oh, my motivation's gone. I don't want to go to the gym anymore. That is how the human body is designed. It's designed to rest. I saw a really lovely quote the other day, which was saying, we're all kind of mourning the end of summer. And this quote was saying how try and flip the narrative. It's not that summer's over. And you're thinking, gosh, it's time to like hide away. It's actually know that this is the time of the year where we should slowly start moving into resting and nourishing our bodies, because it's preparing us for the next season. And that's really, really important.
I mean, nature does it. Animals do
exactly it. But we think that we're better than all of that. So we just wake up and do a HIIT class at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Stress our bodies out a bit more.
I think another very obvious one that a lot of people suffer from and they might not know, the lack of sun, the lack of good weather, the lack of good societal norms, which are out the window, is really affecting what they call seasonal depression.
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
Everybody in the UK should be supplementing vitamin D from October through to March.
Yeah.
Because we don't get enough of it in the UK anyway, because we're indoors all the time. But in the autumn and winter months, clinically, and the research shows, we see a massive spike in low mood as soon as October comes in. And one of the ways, there are obviously so many, but one of the ways to really, really support that is supplementing your vitamin D, because that's the nutrient of the sun that we're all depleted in, but also exposure to light therapy.
Yeah. You could just move to a warmer country as well, I guess.
Yeah. Or just flip and go to Australia in the summer.
Go to the idea of, I think another thing that doesn't help, and maybe we're going a bit away from nutrition, but I think this is important. Cities are very grey. Cities are very busy. And even if, go past evolution, just in general, a lot of people don't like that. No one likes to be stuck in traffic.
No.
That's not a good way to start your day.
It's not the way that we were designed to be either. Even today, driving around, and I'm like, wow, Manchester's changed so much. There's so many more skyscrapers and things are really, really different. That's not what we were designed to be. And we were designed realistically to be surrounded by nature and trees. Yeah. And I think that's why people that live in cities often crave going away so much more than people that are probably not in cities, because they don't have that constant, always on the go, in the same way that if you can just kind of like stop and pause for a minute.
Yeah, but I think what I've noticed with holidays that people go on, they're not really done in the effective reconnecting way of nature either. A lot of people just want to party, and they're not really living their life. They're just extending it somewhere else, drinking the food. Again, one big trap, which everyone's probably noticed, is that no matter where you are, if you're in a tourist area, you might as well still be in London or Manchester.
This is true.
Thank you for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, here's the full podcast right here on my right, maybe your left. I'm not sure how YouTube works. Or here is another clip right here. Take care, everybody. See you on the next one.